The automotive industry in India is one of the largest automotive markets in the world. It had previously been one of the fastest-growing markets globally, but is currently experiencing flat or negative growth rates. India's passenger car and commercial vehicle manufacturing industry is the sixth largest in the world, with an annual production of more than 3.9 million units in 2011. According to recent reports, India overtook Brazil to become the sixth largest passenger vehicle producer in the world. Throughout the course of 2011 and 2012, the industry grew 16 to 18%, selling around 3 million units. In 2009, India emerged as Asia's fourth largest exporter of passenger cars, behind Japan, South Korea, and Thailand. In 2010, India beat Thailand to become Asia's third-largest exporter of passenger cars. As of 2010, India is home to 40 million passenger vehicles. More than 3.7 million automotive vehicles were produced in India in 2010, making the country the second fastest-growing automobile markets in the world in that year. According to the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, annual vehicle sales are projected to increase to 4 million by 2015. No longer 5 million as previously projected. The majority of India's car manufacturing industry is based around three clusters in the south, west and north. The southern cluster consisting of Chennai is the biggest with 35% of the revenue share. The western hub near Mumbai and Pune contributes to 33% of the market, and the northern cluster around the national capital region contributes 32%. Chennai houses the India operations of Ford, Hyundai, Renault, Mitsubishi, Nissan, BMW, Hindustan Motors, Daimler, Capero, Mini, and Datsun. Chennai accounts for 60% of the country's automotive exports. Gurgaon and Manesar in Haryana form the northern cluster, where the country's largest car manufacturer, Maruti Suzuki, is based. The Chakan corridor near Pune, Maharashtra is the western cluster, with companies like General Motors, Volkswagen, Skoda, Mahindra and Mahindra, Tata Motors, Mercedes-Benz, Land Rover, Jaguar Cars, Fiat and Force Motors having assembly plants in the area. Nashik has a major base of Mahindra and Mahindra with a SUV assembly unit and an engine assembly unit. Aurangabad with Audi, Skoda and Volkswagen also forms part of the western cluster. Another emerging cluster is in the state of Gujarat, with manufacturing facility of General Motors in Halol and further planned for Tata Nano at their plant in Sanand. Ford, Maruti Suzuki and Peugeot Citroën plants are also set to come up in Gujarat. Kolkata with Hindustan Motors, Noida with Honda and Bangalore with Toyota are some of the other automotive manufacturing regions around the country. In 2011, there were 3,695 factories producing automotive parts in all of India. The average firm made $6 million in annual revenue, with profits close to $400,000. History: the first car on India's roads in 1897. Until the 1930s, cars were imported directly, but in very small numbers. An embryonic automotive industry emerged in India in the 1940s. Hindustan was launched in 1942, longtime competitor Premier in 1944. They built GM and Fiat products respectively. Mahindra and Mahindra was established by two brothers in 1945, and began assembly of Jeep CJ3A utility vehicles. Following the independence, in 1947, the Government of India and the private sector launched efforts to create an automotive component manufacturing industry to supply to the automobile industry. In 1953 an import substitution program was launched, and the import of fully built-up cars began to be impeded. However, the growth was relatively slow in the 1950s and 1960s due to nationalization and the license Raj, which hampered the Indian private sector. Total restrictions for import of vehicles were set, and after 1970 the automotive industry started to grow, but the growth was mainly driven by tractors, commercial vehicles and scooters. Cars were still a major luxury item. In the 1970s price controls were finally lifted, inserting a competitive element into the automobile market. By the 1980s, the automobile market was still dominated by Hindustan and Premier, who sold superannuated products in fairly limited numbers. During the 80s, a few competitors began to arrive on the scene. To promote the auto industry, the government started the Delhi Auto Expo, which had its debut showcasing in 1986. The Auto Expo of 1986 was a window for technology transfers, showing how the Indian automotive industry was absorbing new technologies and promoting indigenous research and development for adapting these technologies for the rugged Indian conditions. The 9-day show was marked by then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Liberalization, eventually multinational automakers, such as, though not limited to, Suzuki and Toyota of Japan and Hyundai of South Korea, were allowed to invest in the Indian market, ultimately leading to the establishment of an automotive industry in India. Maruti Suzuki was the first, and the most successful of these new entries, and in part the result of government policies to promote the automotive industry beginning in the 1980s. As India began to liberalize their automobile markets in 1991, a number of foreign firms also initiated joint ventures with existing Indian companies. The variety of options available to the consumer began to multiply in the 90s, whereas before there had usually only been one option in each price class. By 2000, there were 12 large automotive companies in the Indian market, most of them offshoots of global companies. Exports were slow to grow. Sales of small numbers of vehicles to tertiary markets in neighboring countries began early, and in 1987 Maruti Suzuki shipped 480 cars to Europe. After some growth in the mid-90s, exports once again began to drop as the outmoded platforms handed down to Indian manufacturers by multinationals were not competitive. This was not to last, and today India manufactures low-priced cars for markets across the globe. As of March 18, 2013, global brands such as Proton Holdings, PSA Group, Kia, Mazda, Chrysler, Dodge and Geely Holding Group are shelving plans for India due to the global economic crisis. Emission norms. In tune with international standards to reduce vehicular pollution, the central government unveiled the standards titled India 2000 feet in 2000 with later upgraded guidelines as Bharat stage. These standards are quite similar to the more stringent European standards and have been traditionally implemented in a phased manner, with the latest upgrade getting implemented in 13 cities and later, in the rest of the nation. Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune, Surat, Kanpur, Lucknow, Solapur, and Agra are the 13 cities where Bharat Stage 4 has been imposed, while the rest of the nation is still under Bharat Stage 3. Manufacturing facilities, West Bengal, passenger vehicles, Hindustan Motors Limited, Kolkata, Gujarat, passenger vehicles, General Motors India Private Limited, Chevrolet Sales India Private Limited Euro Halong. Tata Motors Euro Sanand, commercial vehicles, Asia Motor Works AMW Euro Buge, Haryana, two-wheelers, Hero MotoCorp Euro Taruera, Gurgaon, India Yamaha Motor Euro Faridabad, Honda Euro Mainza, Suzuki Euro Gurgaon, passenger vehicles, Maruti Suzuki Euro Gurgaon, Mainza, Himachal Pradesh, two-wheelers, TVS Motors Euro Nalagarh, passenger vehicles, ICML Motors Euro Ambassador commercial vehicles, TAFE Tractors Euro Palwanu, Jharkhand, commercial vehicles, Tata Motors Euro Jamshedpur, Karnataka, two-wheelers, TVS Motor Euro Mysore, Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India Private Ltd Narsapura, passenger vehicles, Mahindra REVA electric vehicles Euro. Bangalore, Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited Euro Badadi, commercial vehicles, Bharat Earth Movers, Bangalore, Scania Commercial Vehicles India Private Limited Euro Bangalore, TAFE Tractors Euro Doddaballapur, Tata Motors Euro Tharwad, Volvo Buses India Private Limited Euro Hoskote, Bharat Earth Movers, Mysore, Kerala, commercial vehicles, Bharat Earth Movers Defence Products, produces Tatra trucks 12x12, 10x10, 8x8, 6x6, 4x4 on variants, Kerala Automobiles Limited, Madhya Pradesh, two-wheelers, Mahindra and Mahindra Euro Pithampur, commercial vehicles, Aitra Motors a Euro Pit Ampere, Hindustan Motors a Euro Pit Ampere, Force Motors Private Limited a Euro Pit Ampere, TAFE Tractors a Euro Mandai Deep, Maharashtra, Two-Wheelers, Bajaj Auto a Euro Waluj Orange Airbag, Chakan, KTM Sport Motorcycles a Euro Chakan, Vespa Scooters a Euro Baramati Pune, Kinetic Engineering a Euro Ahmednagar, Pune, Passenger Vehicles, Mahindra and Mahindra and Automotive Division a Euro Nashik, Chakan, Sanayong Motor Company a Euro Chakan, Tata Motors Limited, Tata Motors a Euro Pimpri Chinchwad, Jaguar Cars and Land Rover a Euro Pune. Mercedes-Benz Passenger Cars a Euro Chakan, Fiat Automobiles a Euro Ranjangan Pune, General Motors a Euro Pune, Volkswagen Group Sales India Private Limited, Volkswagen a Euro Chakan, Audi AG a Euro Orange Airbag, Angstrom Koda Auto a Euro Orange Airbag. Chinkara Motors a Euro Kalkind Alabag, Premier Automobiles Limited a Euro Pimpri Chinchwad, Commercial Vehicles, Ashok Leyland a Euro Pondara, Bajaj Auto a Euro Waluj Orange Airbag, Force Motors a Euro Pune, Mahindra Navistar a Euro Chakan, MAN Trucks India Euro Akurdi Pune, Mercedes-Benz Buses India Euro Chakan, Peugeot Vehicles a Euro Baramati Pune, Premier Automobiles Limited a Euro Pimpri Chinchwad, Punjab, Commercial Vehicles, SML Isuzu Limited a Euro Nawantiha, Rajasthan, Passenger Vehicles, Honda Cars India Limited a Euro Tapukara, Commercial Vehicles, Ashok Leyland a Euro Alwar, TAFE Tractors a Euro Alwar, Tamil Nadu, Two-Wheelers, TVS Motor a Euro Hosa, Royal Enfield a Euro Shinai, Passenger Vehicles, BMW India a Euro Shinai, Ford India Private Limited a Euro Marai Malai Nagar, Hyundai Motor India Limited a Euro Sriper Umbda, Mitsubishi a Euro Tyravala, Renault Nissan Automotive India Private Limited, Nissan Motor India Private Limited a Euro Oragadam, Renault India Private Limited a Euro Oragadam. Commercial Vehicles, Ashok Leyland a Euro Enor, Hosa, Bharat Benz a Euro Oragadam, Karmas Vectra Motors a Euro Hosa, SAME Dutsva Tractors a Euro Ranipit, Valon, TAFE Tractors a Euro Shinai, TVS Motors a Euro Hosa, L&T, a Euro Shinai, Uttar Pradesh, Commercial Vehicles, Tata Motors a Euro Lucknow, Two-Wheelers, India Yamaha Motor a Euro Greater Noida, Passenger Vehicles, Honda Cars India Limited a Euro Greater Noida, Uttarakhand, Commercial Vehicles, Ashok Leyland a Euro Pantnagar, Tata Motors a Euro Pantnagar, Exports. India's automobile exports have grown consistently and reached $4.5 billion in 2009, with United Kingdom being India's largest export market followed by Italy, Germany, Netherlands and South Africa. India's automobile exports are expected to cross $12 billion by 2014. According to New York Times, India's strong engineering base and expertise in the manufacturing of low-cost, fuel-efficient cars has resulted in the expansion of manufacturing facilities of several automobile companies like Hyundai, Nissan, Toyota, Volkswagen and Maruti Suzuki. In 2008, South Korea multinational Hyundai Motors alone exported 240,000 cars made in India. Nissan Motors plans to export 250,000 vehicles manufactured in its India plant by 2011. Similarly, U.S. automobile company, General Motors announced its plans to export about 50,000 cars manufactured in India by 2011. In September 2009, Ford Motors announced its plans to set up a plant in India with an annual capacity of 250,000 cars for $500 million. The cars will be manufactured both for the Indian market and for export. The company said that the plant was a part of its plan to make India the hub for its global production business. Fiat Motors also announced that it would source more than $1 billion worth auto components from India. In July 2010, The Economic Times reported that PSA Peugeot Citroën was planning to re-enter the Indian market and open a production plant in Andhra Pradesh with an annual capacity of 100,000 vehicles, investing €700 million in the operation. PSA's intention to utilize this production facility for export purposes however remains unclear as of December 2010. In 2009 India surpassed China as Asia's fourth-largest exporter of cars after Japan, Korea and Thailand by allowing foreign carmakers 100% ownership of factories in India, which China does not allow. In recent years, India has emerged as a leading center for the manufacture of small cars. Hyundai, the biggest exporter from the country, now ships more than 250,000 cars annually from India. Apart from Maruti exports shipments to Suzuki's other markets, Maruti Suzuki also manufactures small cars for Nissan, which sells them in Europe. Nissan will also export small cars from its new Indian assembly line. Tata Motors exports its passenger vehicles to Asian and African markets, and is in preparation to launch electric vehicles in Europe in 2010. The firm is also planning to launch an electric version of its low-cost car the Tata Nano in Europe and in the US. Mahindra & Mahindra is preparing to introduce its pickup trucks and small SUV models in the US market. Bajaj Auto is designing a low-cost car for Renault-Nissan Automotive India, which will market the product worldwide. Renault-Nissan may also join domestic commercial vehicle manufacturer Ashok Leyland in another small car project. While the possibilities are impressive, there are challenges that could thwart future growth of the Indian automobile industry. Since the demand for automobiles in recent years is directly linked to overall economic expansion and rising personal incomes, industry growth will slow if the economy weakens. Top 18 export destinations in 2007 to 2008 and growth from previous year, passenger vehicles in India. This list is of cars that are officially available and serviced in India. While other cars can be imported to the country at a steep 105% import duty, car makers such as Alfa Romeo, McLaren, Pagani, Cadillac, Chrysler, SSC, Lincoln, Zenvo, Seat, Smart, Daihatsu, Lexus, Infiniti, Acura, Saab, Spiker, Lotus, Ariel, Caterham, Peugeot Citroën, Mazda, Jeep, Kia, GAZ, and Proton in various stages of official introduction into the Indian automobile industry. Indian automotive companies: Chinkara Motors, Beechster, Hammer, Roadster 1.8S, Rockstar, Jeepster, Sailstar, Force Motors, 1, Hindustan Motors, Ambassador, ICML, Rhino RX, Mahindra, Major, Bolero, Scorpio, Tha, Xylo, Quanto, Verito, Verito Vibe, Genio, XUV 500. Premier Automobiles Limited, Sigma, Rio, San Motors, Storm, Maruti Suzuki 800, Alto, Alto 800, Wagoner, Estilo, A-Star, Ritz, Swift, Swift Dzire, SX4, Omni, Eco, Gypsy, Ertiga, Tata Motors, Nano, Indica, Vista, Indigo, Manza, Indigo CS, Sumo, Grand, Venture, Safari, Xenon, Aria, defunct Indian automotive companies, Seepany Automobiles, Standard Motor Products of India, foreign automotive companies in India, Hyundai, Suzuki, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, Ford, Fiat, Honda, Chevrolet, of General Motors, Toyota, Lamborghini, Jaguar, Acha, TAFE, are the foreign automotive companies that manufacture and market their products in India, vehicles manufactured or assembled in India. BMW India, 1 Series, 3 Series, 3 Series GT, 5 Series, 7 Series, X1, X3, X5. Audi India, A3, A4, A6, Q3, Q5, Q7. Fiat India. Gran Punto, Linui. Ford India, Figo, Fiesta Classic, Fiesta, EcoSport, Endeavour. General Motors India, Chevrolet, Spark, Beat, Aveo UVA, Sail, Aveo, Optra, Cruise, Tavera. Honda Cars India Limited, Brio, Jazz, Amaze, City, Civic, CR-V, Accord. Hyundai Motor India, Eon, Santro, i10, i20, Accent, Verna, Elantra, Sonata. Isuzu, Mu7, V-Cross. Jaguar, Jaguar XF. Land Rover, Freelander. Mercedes-Benz India, C-Class, E-Class, M-Class, GL-Class, S-Class. Mini, Countryman. Mitsubishi, Lancer, Lancer Sedia, Pajero. Nissan Motor India, Micra, Sunny, Evlia, Dacia Duster. Datsun, Datsun Go, Renault India, Pulse, Duster, Scala, Fluence, Clios. Angstrom Koda Auto India, Fabia, Rapid, Laura, Yeti, Superb. Toyota Kirloskar, Ishios Liva, Ishios, Corolla Altis, Innova, Fortuner, Camry. Volkswagen India, Polo, Cross Polo, Vento, Jetta, Passat. Opel was present in India until 2006. As of 2013, Opel only provides spare parts and vehicle servicing to existing Opel vehicle owners. Vehicles brought into India as CVUs. Aston Martin, Vantage, Vanquish, Rapide, Virage, DB9, DBS, 177. Audi, A5, A7, A8, S4, S6, S8, TT, RS4, RS6, RS5, R8. Bentley, Arnage, Azure, Brooklands, Continental GT, Continental Flying Spurs, Mulsanne. BMW, 5 Series GT, 6 Series, 7 Series, X6, X6M, M3, M5, M6 and Z4. Bugatti, Veyron. Chevrolet, Captiva. Ferrari, California, 458 Italia, 599 GTB Fiorano, FF. Fiat, 500, Bravo. General Motors, Hummer H2, Hummer H3. Gumpert, Apollo. Honda, Civic Hybrid. Hyundai, Santa Fe. Isuzu Motors India Private Ltd, MU7 and D-Max, Jaguar, XJ, XK, F-Type. Koenigsegg, CCX, CCXR, Agera. Lamborghini, Gallardo, Aventador. Land Rover, Discovery 4, Range Rover Evoque, Range Rover Sport, Range Rover. Maserati, Quattroporte, Gran Turismo, Gran Cabrio. Mercedes-Benz, A-Class, B-Class, CL-Class, GL-Class, R-Class, CLS-Class, SL-Class, SLK-Class, Viano, G-Class, SLS. Mini, Cooper, Cooper S, Convertible. Mitsubishi, Montero, Outlander, Evo X Nissan, Tiana, X-Trail, 370Z, GTR. Porsche, 997, Boxster, Panamera, Cayman, KN, Carrera GT. Rolls-Royce, Ghost, Wraith, Phantom, Phantom Cooper Copyright, Phantom Drophead Cooper Copyright. Sanyong, Rexton. Suzuki, Grand Vitara, Kaizashi. Toyota, Prius, Land Cruiser Prado. Volkswagen, Beetle, Touareg, Phaeton. Volvo, V40, S60, S80, XC60, XC90. Commercial vehicle manufacturers in India, Indian brands, AMW, Aitra Motors, Force, Hindustan Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra, Premier, Tata Motors, joint venture brands, Ashok Leyland, originally a JV between Ashok Motors and Leyland Motors, now joint ventures between Ashok Leyland and Nissan Motors for LCVs. And John Deere for construction equipment. KA Maz Vectra, a JV between Russia's KA Maz and the Vectra Group, MAN Force, a JV between Force Motors and MAN AG, SML Isuzu, originally, as Swaraj Mazda, a JV between Punjab Tractors and Mazda, now 53.5% owned by Sumitomo Group and with its current name since 2011. Tatra Vectra Motors Limited, initial truck partnership with India by Vectra. Replaced by Karmas. Tatra trucks for sale in India are now manufactured in collaboration with Bharat Earth Movers Limited. VE Commercial Vehicles Limited, VE Commercial Vehicles Limited, a JV between Volvo Group and Tata Motors Limited. Foreign-owned brands, J.C. Bamford, Parat-Benz, Caterpillar Incorporated, DAF, Hino, Isuzu, Iveco, MAN, Mercedes-Benz, manufactures luxury coaches in India. Peugeot, Rosenbauer, Scania, Tatra, Volvo, electric car manufacturers in India, Ajanta Group, Hero Electric, Mahindra Van Al Mahindra Riva electric vehicles. Tara International, Tata Motors, electric vehicle and hybrid vehicle industry. During April 2012, Indian government has planned to unveil the roadmap for the development of the domestic electric and hybrid vehicles in the country. A discussion between the various stakeholders including government, industry and the academia is expected to take place during February 24. The final contours of the policy will be formed after this set of discussions. Ministries such as Petroleum, Finance, Road Transport and Power are involved in developing a broad framework for the sector. Along with these ministries, big auto industry names such as Mr. Anand Mahindra and Mr. Vikram Kirloskar are also involved in this task. The government has also proposed to set up a Rs 740 crore research and development fund for the sector in the 12th five-year plan during 2012-17. The idea is to reduce the high cost of key imported components such as the battery and electric motor and develop such capabilities locally. Defunct Motor Vehicle Manufacturers of India, Automobile Products of India or API, founded in 1949 at Bombay, by the British company Roots Group, and later bought over by M.A. Kadambaram of the Mack Group from Madras. The company manufactured Lambretta scooters, API three-wheelers under license from Innocenti of Italy and automobile ancillaries, notably clutch and braking systems. API's registered offices were earlier in Mumbai, later shifted to Chennai, in Tamil Nadu. The manufacturing facilities were located in Mumbai and Aurangabad in Maharashtra and in Ambata, Chennai. The company has not been operational since 2002. Escorts Yamaha. In 1984, Escorts formed a joint venture with Yamaha to manufacture motorcycles. In 2008 became India Yamaha Motor. Hero Motors is a former moped and scooter manufacturer based in Delhi, India. It is a part of multinational company Hero Group, which also currently owns Hero Motocorp and Hero Cycles, among others. Hero Motors was started in the 1960s to manufacture 50cc two-stroke mopeds but gradually diversified into making larger mopeds, mokicks and scooters in the 1980s and the 1990s. Noteworthy collaborators and technical partners were Puch of Austria and Malaguti of Italy. Due to tightening emission regulations and poor sales, Hero Motors have discontinued the manufacture of all gasoline-powered vehicles and transformed itself into an electric two-wheeler and auto parts manufacturer. Ideal Jawa, motorcycle company based in Mysore, sold licensed Jawa and OZ motorcycles beginning in 1960 under the brand name Jawa and later Yezdi. Kinetic Honda, a joint venture between Kinetic Engineering Limited, India and Honda Motor Company, Japan. The JV operated during 1984 to 1998, manufacturing two-stroke scooters in India. In 1998, the joint venture was terminated, after which Kinetic Engineering continued to sell the models under the brand name Kinetic until 2008 when the interests were sold to Mahindra. Mopeds India Limited produces the Suvaga range of mopeds under technical collaboration with Motoba, copyright Cana France. Standard, produced by Standard Motor Products in Madras from 1949 to 1988. Indian standards were variations of vehicles made in the UK. By Standard Triumph. Standard Motor Products of India Limited was incorporated in 1948, and their first product was the Vanguard, which began to be assembled in 1949. The company was dissolved in 2006 and the old plant torn down. Gallery of automobile plants in India. See also, Automotive Industry Standards, the Automotive Regulations of India, List of vehicle plants in India, Automobile Industry, List of countries by motor vehicle production, List of countries by vehicles per capita, Lists of automobiles, List of cars, List of Asian cars, List of automobile manufacturers of China, List of Japanese cars, List of truck manufacturers, List of motorcycle manufacturers, List of scooters, List of scooter manufacturers, Works Cited, Gupta, Sathnand, Automobile Industry in India, A Cluster Approach, Ruby Press and Company, ISBN A978-81- 922182-6-7 Kamala, Tien and Doraisamy, AG Strategies for Enhancing Competitiveness of Indian Auto Component Industries. Indian Institute of Management Kozhikode. Pipli, Tapas. Automobile Industry, Shifting Strategic Focus. Economic and Political Weekly 36, 2892 Euro 2897 to Q, Pran. 6 Sizzling Markets, How to Profit from Investing in Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Korea, and Mexico. John Wiley & Sons. ISBN A970-470-17888-1. References. Upcoming Cars in India 2014 to 2015. External links. Media related to automobile manufacturers of India at Wikimedia Commons.